topic. I've got a little bit of something different here. There wasn't a ton of news to talk about this week. I thought about talking about Call of Duty and moving to the Battle Pass, but who the fuck cares? Like, we all kind of expected a move like that. I want to talk about an article. This is published on DualShocker from Ben Bayless, but it is about a study from a UK-based comparison group called Compare the Market. And they ran a study looking at who takes their video game consoles with them on holiday, which in real English is vacation. So, the company, well known for its cute meerkat mascots, which I'll have to look up because it's a weird call out to make in an article. It says, have found that 29% of people aged 18 to 34 would rather take their consoles on holiday rather than, experiencing the sights and sounds of a new area. And I feel personally attacked by that injection that he made. The article continues. The statistics do drop as the age range increases, though, with only 16% of 35 to 44-year-olds taking their video game console with them, 3% of 45 to 54-year-olds, 0% of 55 to 64-year-olds, and then 1% of people 65 and older taking their consoles with them. So some rad grandpa with a belly tattoo taking his Nintendo Switch with him.
Or everybody in your life is just dying, so you gotta,
it's all I got.
Something.
Jesus, Cody. I can't vacation
just
with my friends anymore.
All my friends are dead.
Oh, so that got me thinking about kind of our gaming habits, and I think even more specifically here at the top, like, where would you fall in this? Are you in the 29% of people our age who take your console with you when you travel, or do you belong in the 71% who apparently, care about more in life than video games?
So I almost never take mine with me on vacations just because, I have a wife, I have 2 children, and I know that when I go on vacation with them, I'm never going to get a chance to actually play my video game. But that's less a pointing to me not wanting to play games on vacation and more of a pointing out how little my vacations are actually vacations doing the things that I enjoy.
Optic Nerve says he feels like that's going to be him at 65 taking his or her console.
Yes. I take my Switch not to play on vacation, but to play in the airport while I'm waiting to get to the destination. I almost never bring my Xbox or my PlayStation. The only time I would do that is like this holiday that I'm going to be taking for Christmas, when I'll be back home with the TV and my brother will have his console, so we'll be playing together. That's almost the only time I ever take it. Otherwise, it's nice to be able to enjoy wherever you are, like actually engage with it and engage with the people around you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Luke, who doesn't like to leave the house.
Oh gosh, my ideal vacation is just, hey, let's go, spend money on like a cabin for a week and never leave the cabin I don't care where it is. I just don't want to be in my house. I want to eat good food, and I just want to lock myself away from the world. I am a homebody at heart. I am not a sightseer. I don't like doing touristy shit when I go places. It's not my style. I like finding little local places to try to eat, but so yeah, I take my Switch with me. When I had my Vita, I took my Vita with me everywhere. I have taken we took a trip to Tennessee as a family one summer, and I took my Xbox 360 with me. And my family was like, hey, we're going to the aquarium. Luke, you want to go? I'm like, you guys go ahead. I'm on my 3rd season of NCAA football. And I just played my Xbox. And it's cool. I have a very understanding family who's like, hey, Luke doesn't get a ton of time off. When he gets his time off, he wants to spend it in a certain way. And we're not going to make him feel bad about wanting him to spend it in that way. So I don't feel like any of you guys have any weird stories about places that you've taken your consoles then, do you? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I mean, I feel like the bathroom is no longer a weird place to play your Switch.
No, and people playing games on their phone all the time. I'm always doing crosswords on the toilet on my phone. So
I'm trying to think. I brought my Switch to Greece, and I was I was playing it on the what's it called in Athens, the giant temple to Zeus. Is it the Parthenon?
yeah,
I played it on the
yeah.
Parthenon
nice.
because I just felt like that would be a great way to spend my time.
It sounds like a good photo op.
Oh yeah, it was great.
How about you, Larry? I know you take yours like when you go back home. You know, you'll take your Xbox with you from time to time.
Yeah, sometimes. And I don't think there's anything that qualifies as a weird place I've taken it. Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I've got stories to regale you with here at the top then. So
real quick, Optic Nerve said, I spent a good amount of time this past summer playing Pokemon Go through Europe. So like I get it.
See, that's the perfect combination of traveling and gaming. So you're still getting to go to sites. I'm sure, you know, the Pokestops and gyms are set up at pretty popular places in whatever city you're at. And it's also a cool way to connect with the local community because I'm sure there's a lot of Larry just lost himself over here and I'm not sure.
Sorry. In our Discord, Beal for Real posted a little update that somebody got falloutfirst.com before Bethesda could.
No.
And I don't know that we can read any of that on the show, but if you're interested, you can go check that out.
Is it Fallout First with like spelled out?
Yeah, falloutfirst.com. It's pretty intense.
Okay, I'm not gonna put it up on screen, but that's hilarious to me. It's like the people who bought JoeBiden.com before Joe Biden did, and yeah. Anyway,
sorry.
So I was conditioned from a very young age to take my consoles with me everywhere because my family, I'm one of 5 kids. We had this giant ass conversion van that we would pile up in, and it had this hutch right behind the driver and passenger seat, where there was a like 13-inch tube TV tucked into it. And so we would take our Sega Genesis with us and plug it into a power inverter. And we played Mortal Kombat on 8-hour drives up to Ohio, like when I was 6 years old. So
you were in 1995 living in 2019.
Dude, I was chilling with my parents the other week and we were just kind of talking about, like, my dad has always been like a tech guy. He loves gadgets and stuff. And so like we had Sega Channel as a kid, you know, where you would go to the cable company, you'd get the special cartridge, plug in a coax, and they deliver like 8 new games to you every month that you could play. It was Xbox Game Pass 20 years before Xbox Game Pass. Like, so we were well ahead of the curve on a lot of this shit. And but I think the funniest place I've taken my console with me was on my honeymoon. So my wife and I got married. I took my Vita with me, and she can sleep till noon. And she's still like that, but I am not. I am up at 7:30 every single day, pretty much. I rarely, if ever, sleep in. So I'd let her sleep. I'd go out on the balcony, listen to the ocean, and just play my Vita while on my honeymoon. So yeah, I am maybe a little addicted to on-the-go gaming, and the Switch is only going to make it worse.
Now that I've thought about it, I have one strange example. So I grew up in the charismatic church, which is the loud, boisterous branch of Christianity. and at that time I had a Game Boy Color, and church services in that branch can go for 3-4 hours sometimes. And so sometimes I'd play my Game Boy Color in church, which was really offensive to some of the older people, but at least I wasn't disrupting anything.
Yeah.
Optic Nerve says the most jarring thing I can really think of is catching a Mr. Mime outside of the house where Beethoven was born. I peaked at that moment.
That was a pretty peak moment.
But this also got me thinking. Just we game a lot, and I think we've talked in the past about like habits in game. I want to talk about habits outside of games while we're gaming. Did you guys have an opportunity to think of like what are some of your weird gaming quirks?
Sorry, this is another one where I was kind of drawing a blank. I sit there, I play my game. I don't know if
Did
I'm
you have
very
any
strange.
in mind specifically, Luke, that you have?
I mean, I think I've definitely the traveling thing for me. Like I take my shit everywhere with me. I play it everywhere, and so and it drives. I think it drives my father-in-law crazy because I'll just sit in the on the couch in their living room and just play on my Switch while he's got the TV at 65 volume. But I think about like, oh man, I'd given this some thought. And now I can't recall what I had. I should have wrote it down. Well, shit. I'm really disappointed that you guys couldn't think of anything.
Well, no, I have some stuff.
Okay, yeah, just throw it out. Even if it's in-game stuff that you tend to do.
I am incapable of binge playing games. This is not, I guess it's not so much a behavior as something that I can't do. I can't like whip through. I can't play. I know like all my friends, they have talked about playing games for like when a new game comes out and playing it like nonstop for like 10 hours. It's something I literally can't do. And it's something I can't do for any form of media because I prefer to consume media just steadily as opposed to binging it because I feel like I get less out of it if I just gobble it up in one sitting. I like to sit back and reflect on it. So that's something that I've never been able to do, probably to my detriment, because it means that I end up like I was still playing The Witcher when everybody had moved on from it because I took my sweet time. But another one that this is a behavior that I tried to do. I tried to play an open world game according to the day-night cycle set in the game. So I would only play it when the sun was out in game, and then I would only play it at night when it was nighttime in the game, and it made my sessions very short, but also very immersive.
So you wouldn't like go to bed in the game to make the night go faster. You would just stop playing.
Once the sun went down, I just save and turn it off. I did this with while speaking of Bethesda, I did it with I think Fallout 3 or Skyrim. I can't remember which one. I think it might have been Skyrim because it's a lot more noticeable in that game. But it was I did it for a little while and then realized it's untenable because the day-night cycle is not exactly realistic. But
yeah,
it was just a fun quirky way to engage with that game.
Yeah. I don't know how this is probably not that weird, but I used to immediately binge through the entire campaign of a Halo game as soon as it came out. So midnight, no matter how many hours I had to stay awake, like I'm playing this game. And now I'm just too old to stay up all night. It just hurts.
Yeah. I'm getting sick just thinking about it.
Yeah. Sometimes when I feel really like I've been entirely too lazy, I'll punish myself in competitive games. So lately the way it's been is however many people are still alive at the end of an Apex game when I die is how many push-ups I have to do before the next match.
Nice.
Okay, that's a little weird.
Try to stay fit and also
there's streamers that do that too, where they're like, oh, every time I die in Overwatch, I have to do 5 sit-ups or something like that.
Yeah, I did that for Sekiro push-ups.
And then the last one.
I got real good at that game.
But not before he got an 8-pack, boys and girls.
Yes. 12.
Guys, I'm really sorry to derail this. I got a text message just now from an unknown number, and it just said, Honey Bear. And I just said, huh? And they said, sorry, wrong number. Like, way to just go fucking all out, not knowing if you have the right number. Just not hey, just dropping a straight up pet name. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. I apologize, Larry. I cut
nice
you
pet
off.
name.
It's all good. It's all good. The last strange quirk, this is pretty weird, I think. Any game where you like have decisions that you can make, so like Skyrim, Oblivion, RPGs, I do everything in my power to like be a good person in those games. And then once I beat them, I go and I do every evil thing imaginable. The opposite of a redemption story arc. Yeah.
I feel like it's more normal for people to their first playthrough to do it all nicey nice, because you
Yeah.
usually get the better ending, and then just go all out like black hat. That's what I did with Red Dead. I've just been killing every single person I see.
In Oblivion, I bought the house in Anchor with the secret passage in the basement. Oh man, I shouldn't have started
Luke.
this story. I regret that I'm going to finish this story.
Something's going on over there in Luke's.
I'm sorry. I need to flip my phone over. The person just texted me again without me responding and said, hold on. And said, I hit wrong number. I'm super sorry.
You got to keep up a friendship with this person.
I've tried that before. It doesn't work, guys. It just doesn't work.
So in Oblivion, I bought this house in Anchor that has a secret passage in the basement, and I would like lure the villagers into that secret passage and murder them. And I just had this pile of villagers.
That's some serial killer ass shit.
Yeah. Next time I play through Man from Medan, I'm just try my best to get everybody killed as fast as I can. Really excited to see how fast you can do it.
Yeah. Probably not real weird. I'm a big podcast listener when I play games, like especially sports games and stuff, and I tend to like to listen to podcasts related to the game I'm playing. So if I'm playing a football game, I'm gonna listen to, football podcast, basketball. If I'm like loot grinding in a game, I'll listen to like true crime podcasts, things like that, real murdery shit. I have a lot
when you're playing Overwatch, you listen to like podcasts on the Chinese government.
No, I listen to tiny parts of my soul screaming out in pain because either dumbass decision I'm making or dumbass teammates that I have. So
somehow it's always the latter.
Yeah, exactly. It's never my fault. I belong in top 500. I have a lot of really weird quirks in like sports games where I'm just really anal about things being as accurate as possible. So like I'll sit on Madden with my sliders and game time stuff and then compare my stats at the end to like real life averages. Like, hey, did I run the average amount of plays that an NFL game would average? Like after a season, did my quarterbacks have the average amount of completion rates? And if they're not, I'll like tweak the sliders back again and stuff like that. So I'm really quirky about that. Same thing with like roster movement. There are guys who we had a league in college, a bunch of guys on my hall played, and I just couldn't do it. It drove me up the wall because nobody liked to play like I did. I like trades to be like, there's not a ton of trades in the NFL. There's probably 5 or 6 every year. And there were guys in the league like trading half their roster, and I'm like, this isn't realistic. Like, and I tried to make rules, and I think I just drove everybody away. So I'm just really, really particular about that sort of stuff. And I used to, this was way back in the day, like in my college days, I used to buy those gallon jugs of Hawaiian Punch and just drink straight Hawaiian Punch while I was playing video games. I stopped that pretty quickly because I don't really want to get diabetes. So
I used to just drink straight eggnog in the holiday season while gaming.
Oh gosh, they've got almond eggnog at my grocery store right now. I really wanted to pick some up, but I'm like, it's October. I need to chill.
Man, I had an incredible metabolism and I miss it so much.
All right, so that was just a little light topic here on a light news week. I'm sure that something crazy will break tomorrow, and we'll be disappointed we didn't.
Optic Nerve says same. I assume about the incredible metabolism.
Yeah.